Hey friend, Rico here, an identity leadership specialist, author of the book Your God-Given Identity, helping you discover, maximize, and manifest more of the real you. I want to talk to you about why your identity matters now, why it matters right now to know and become who you were originally meant to be. And here's the reason why. The world's crying out with so many different things, many issues that we're dealing with, from physical, emotional, economic, mental, relational, even political. But the one key crisis in the middle of all this is identity, knowing who you are. See, when you don't know who you are, what ends up happening is you settle for the labels that other people give you for what they think your value is worth. Therefore, you become blind to the value that's been placed on the inside of you. So, with that said, I'm encouraging you to now change your focus from looking outward at what you think are answers to your problems or whatever you're dealing with, and begin to look within to discover what's already there. When you look at the word discover, the word dis means to remove, and of course the word cover. So you're removing that which is covered. There's something on the inside of you that you were made or made your presence necessary, that we in this earth need. You see, there's so many other people who may be in the same field as you, and you may be in the same occupation, and you may even dress the same. But here's the thing, even though you may dress the same, or whatever the occupation may be that someone else is in similar to you or like you, they can't be you. All of us have one fingerprint. If you have two of the same fingerprints by somebody else and you, then somebody is inauthentic. You see, the thing is, it could be easy to copy what already exists, but it takes courage and strength and a willingness to be who you were meant to be in spite of what you see around you. See, you were born to defy the odds. You were born to break the status quo, shake it up. So if you were born to break the odds, defy the odds, break up and shake up the status quo, why waste so much energy trying to be what someone else labels you in their own limited opinion of you and what they think you're worth? So you're worth so much more. And this is not about your ego, but this is really about your effectiveness. This is really about your impact. The prayer really shouldn't be to boost your ego, but really to increase your value so you can be effective for the people who need what you carry. So your identity matters. Why you are here matters. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake, regardless of how the situation may have happened with your parents. The thing is, you're here on assignment. You're here to make the place of where people live now better by your presence. What's the one thing that you do so well, or what is it about you? Who are you that makes you so unique that when you step into the room, lives are changed? When you step into the room, what is dark, drab, and dry, and dull, and boring becomes vibrant and alive because your presence is there. Identity. When you look at identity, it's more about I am. Then that positions you with the authority to do. For instance, I deal with identity, right? Identity and leadership, identity leadership. Well, here's the thing, leadership is such a vast topic. And at one time we used to talk or hear a lot about management, then it started going to leadership. Well, the thing about leadership is this, most of it is taught from a behavioral perspective. It's taught from what you must do that positions you to have certain results that you desire. Do you know that you can do and have certain results, but really never become who you were meant to be? That's why it's so much easier to settle for what exists than to be courageous and unlock what has never been done before. It's so common and so easy to look at someone on your left and on your right, and you see what they're doing. But while you're looking to your left and to your right, with your focus and attention on what everyone else is doing, you're suppressing your own seed of greatness that's to impact people in a manner in which they've never experienced before. So when I talk about identity, your identity matters. You are not here by mistake, but you are here as an intention. You have been sent here to be a deliverer in someone's life to help set them free, snatch them out of what's keeping them bound by you demonstrating the reason why you were sent. So who you are is important in terms of identity because it empowers you to carry or wear the coat of authority in which that you've been made to specialize to release change into the earth. So there are three reasons I would like to share with you as I wrap this up. Number one is people need your authentic solution, right? When you look at it, I've said leadership, which mostly is taught from behavior. But when I look at it, identity leadership is different. And here's the reason why. Because identity leadership is pretty much leading from your value, your personal value from within. You come to the table with your best effort, not a manufactured belief or passion of what someone else thinks. I heard someone who's a great man who said one time that you cannot develop a passion for something that's manufactured, right? And many people are led by passion, and passion is good, but what's even better is purpose that guides the passion. So once you understand the purpose, the identity, which positions you for the purpose of why you're here, what problem you're called to solve, that actually now helps people to see what solution you have, right? And secondly, you're called to impact, right? You're called to impact the people who are waiting on you to show up so they can grow up. If you don't show up, they can stay small in the place of where they are. But when you really now change your focus from me-centered to we, how can I add value to we or to us? Now what ends up happening is you can clearly see some problems or challenges that your identity and your purpose and authority is there to help people overcome and dominate in life. So yeah, your solution, your unique solution, number one, is important. That's why it's needed. People need that. Number two, there are people in your life. People can't grow up until you decide to show up. And then number three, another reason why your identity is important is because if you don't step into who you really are, you become a generational thief. You rob future generations from the presence of the authentic you needed to create the change in an ever-changing, exponentially changing world that we're in right now. The next generation is so important. And if we're not careful, because we can be me-centered or me-focused, we can miss the next generation that must carry out what it is that we've been given. Now, they're not to be an exact duplicate of who we are and what we do, but obviously our presence, our leadership presence, and being authentically who we are as identity leaders, identity-based leaders, it really helps create an environment to not just leave a legacy. Legacy is important, but to really build a dynasty that remains for generations to come. I always say that legacy is what you leave with people, but dynasty is what you leave or deposit in them. So with that being said, your identity matters. You're not here by accident, but you're here on purpose. And I encourage you to be all you were meant to be to impact the lives you're called to serve.